Hey Alex, what's up? Thank you for submitting. I think your ideas for unique selling propositions are pretty good. I'm looking at this one-liner and I see I help veterinarians, so that's good, create engaging content on all devices. And I ask myself, is this really the problem of veterinarians, that they have a problem to create engaging content on all devices? Now, I admit I don't really know this niche too much, but I would say I'm not really sure that this is really a problem. I would think about, okay, so maybe they have a crappy website right now, and it's not optimized for mobile. But what is the problem here? So I would think about, what are the effects of having that situation? What, people can't reach out to them? They look bad when people Google them. So I would think about, wait, what is the real problem here? What is the problem that it is created by these? Now, looking at the unique plan, by creating completely custom website with mobile first approach. Now, I think this is great. I think I would write this a little bit differently, because remember, what we're talking here is the process. And people also said here that mobile first approach is what's important. So I would actually say that, I'm doing this by using a mobile first approach to build a completely custom website. So in general, I would basically put this mobile first approach first and explain it as a process. Okay, so that, I think that really is important to people. Oh, this guy has a process, and that process is mobile first, which again, based on what you're saying here and also the feedback from your clients, seems like this is something that is meaningful to them. So I would put that in the front before the creating completely custom website. It doesn't look like that custom website was even an issue here, but so let's focus about the mobile first process first, so they can bring in more qualified clientele. That sounds great. So overall, fantastic. I think it needs a little bit more fine-tuning, but overall, pretty good. Hey Ethan, what's up? So thank you for submitting. I think this is really good work, and I think that you got some really good feedback. Now, before we dive into the unique selling proposition, I want to talk about the niche for a second, because as we can see, the world situation is derailing pretty fast, and at the moment, looks like, at least in a lot of places around the world, restaurants are going to have a tough year. And so I think this presents few opportunities, because when businesses have new problems, they'll probably want to spend and invest in order to fix them. And I think a lot of restaurants right now are doing the transitions. A lot of websites, a lot of restaurants, for example, that didn't have websites or online ordering or all these kind of stuff, now immediately try to set up, for example, online ordering and online presence, because they realize that in the foreseeable future, or the next few months, maybe a lot of people will be working or contacting them online versus visiting the restaurants. So I think this is a really important and big opportunity for you to think about a unique selling proposition that has to do with what's going on in the world right now. So that's just in general a pointer. Try to understand what new problems they're having. In general, I think that when you're saying here stuff like expand their brand awareness and communicate their message clearly, I think those are, from my experience, not a lot of businesses are going to spend money because they want to expand brand awareness. Usually they have a much more specific goals, like I'm launching a new location, like I'm doing this, I need that, and something that is not just like, oh, I think we need brand awareness. I mean, I haven't heard a lot of businesses that actually use these terms. We want to spend money to expand brand awareness. So I think if you're more specific about what they're trying to achieve and solve for, it'll be easier. Your communication will be much more powerful, I think. Now, in terms of what you said here, if I'm looking at the feedback that you got from people, then I think a lot of people were talking about how great it is to work with you, right? So flexibility and fun to work with. I picked you because I got a vibe of a friendly, skilled guy. So I would think about kind of taking your personality and maybe combining this with some kind of a structured process. So something like, you'll enjoy collaborating together on a collaborative process, or something that basically means that I have a process, but you'll also enjoy working through the process together with me. I think maybe that would be a great way to go. So maybe kind of combining the customer experience together with the process. But again, listen to what the client says. They had a great time working with you, and they care about this, right? That's why they picked you, okay? Obviously, you need to be skilled. Obviously, you need to have a workflow. But basically, the reason they pick you is because you've got a friendly vibe. So I would try to play and highlight on that playful vibe of yours. Hope that's helpful. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for submitting. I appreciate that even though you're not feeling super sure about it, you try anyway. And it's good because we have at least something to discuss and review together. So I think it's good that you went over to the testimonials and see what works within them. And this creative and result-oriented, I think, can be an interesting, unique selling point. It's probably somewhere around here, results, but also mixed up with a good customer experience. So I'm trying to look here and see how this can fit in. So first of all, I would try to stick in within this framework, because it really helps us to break down the different components. So here, let's get started with the character. So B2B companies who deliver multiple real estate projects. Do we actually need the B2B, B2C companies? What do you mean? I mean, I think, aren't the niche real estate company, I think the niche is not clearly defined here. Well, I don't remember how you put it on your last homework, but I think we need to clarify, is it real estate project developers? So it can be, we help real estate project developers. Then what do we help them? What is the problem? So is their problem to help tell an authentic story? Really, that's what they come to you for? I'm asking honestly because I don't really know, but usually, from my experience, when clients come to you, they usually have a more concrete business problems that they're trying to solve. So they need a new website because they have a new project that they need to launch. They have a PR. They need, to sell more or something like that. I would telling an authentic story is a way to solve a problem, but I want to know here, and I think it's clear, it's very important to say this out loud to them. What is the actual problem that you're trying to do, right? Why are you doing this project? What are you trying to solve for? So I think we need to dive a little bit more on the problem of these specific client types. Now, the unique plan is, I'm doing this by being result oriented, and by, again, results are different for every type of client. So what do results look like for these real estate projects? Does it mean more focus on sales? Does it mean that what results are they looking for? So I would say that I would then try to write this result oriented while being creative. I wouldn't just say creative and result oriented, because that sounds just like a little bit of a vague promise. I would put this into a little bit more detailed. So let's say I would work with you in a creative way to make sure that you get these results, or something like this. And I would try to dive a little bit deeper about what the results are. Because now we want to talk about what the success looks like. So what does success look like? What happens after they work with you? What happens after they launched the website successfully? Do they sell all the apartments? Do they, I don't know, right? So you need to elaborate on this a little bit. So I think in terms of the unique selling point, I think you've kind of figured it out with the creative and results oriented, but I think there's a little bit more work to do here in terms of really defining who that person is, like what the niche is, what their problem looks like, what does success look like. So there's a little bit more fine-tuning in here. I hope that's helpful. If you want more feedback down the line, make sure to ping me.